Yo, what's up all my epic Patreon supporters? Welcome back to another video. Um, Quick apology, I'm sorry that this video is so late in the month. I've just been busy with a lot of stuff since I've been home. But now that I'm home, back in Texas here, well I've been in Texas, but now I'm back at home in Texas, I'll have more free time to do more videos and stuff, and I'll have a better schedule of getting content out for you guys. And so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, this video, I kind of want to talk about just like, or not kind of, I will talk about, I'm going to talk about my process when it comes to making like melodies, chord progressions, that kind of stuff. And also, this is going to be like a 2-in-1 video. This will be about also like making interesting synth patches. Because I know I got a question about that a while ago, and I wanted to follow up and make a video on that. And so just getting started, some of the main synths that I use for my day-to-day stuff are like Phase Plant and Surge. Surge is great, it's free. I would definitely check it out. They added this entire new oscillator section here, which is like this twist oscillator. It's got these weird, all these different things going on. I'll talk more about that in a sec. And then I just like to use also Pigments by Arturia. Arturia Pigments is super sick. I would also check this synth out. You can get it for $10 a month on Splice. Good deal in my opinion. It has some pretty awesome features like this additive synthesis engine they just added. But yeah, anyways, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about making some melodies. So I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not the biggest music theory nerd. I don't really know much about music theory. I kind of just make whatever my ears like to hear and what sounds good to me. And so yeah, whenever I make a melody for a song or something, usually the melody kind of just like comes out of nowhere in my head. Like I'll have that idea for a melody and it'll just pop into my head. But of course there are lots of times when I just don't have any ideas and I don't really know what to make. And that's when I'll drag samples in and start going off of those. And so in this favorites folder here, I have a folder called melodic loop ? Which just has a ton of melodic loops that I've just dragged from all over my entire sample library into one folder, which is super convenient because I can just go in here and get inspiration. And that's what I do when I don't have ideas for melodies. I use these melodic samples for inspiration and stuff. And so I'm just gonna click through these and find a cool one I like. Yeah, that's nice. And once I have it in the project, I like to just pitch it up and down and kind of find a new key or something like that. So just I'm not copying the exact key of this same loop, and so I don't know, just in case someone finds it and then compares. I don't know. Usually that's not the case. That won't ever happen. But I'm just saying, putting it out there. Anyways, let's pitch it up and down and stuff. And my main process for this is I'll just go in and start writing chords and writing notes over this loop to try and find I don't know, just like some kind of harmonization or something new that gives me inspiration. Might take a while. I might have to go through like multiple loops, etc. But that's kind of my process for making loops. So I'm gonna go ahead, or melodies and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real fast, and I'll get right back to you guys. Alright, so I'm back, and I've got this little melody going on here. Here's what it sounds like. It's just a saw wave and Surge default preset. Here's what it sounds like. pretty neat. And now the next step would be to find a sound that kind of fits the vibe I'm going for. And so here's where I turn the loop off and I just use this melody to kind of play around and go make some sounds that might fit the vibe, or it might give me a new inspiration, new idea. Most of my songwriting process, I like to not just stick to one idea whenever, oh, thank you, Steam notifications. I like to not just stick to one idea. I like to be able to have the freedom of being able to completely go off into another course if I want to, especially when it's super, super early into the songwriting process, because then I can get down all these ideas and, I have all these different ideas to work with, and I can maybe take this song one way or another way, that kind of stuff. I don't like to just stick to one idea and be like, okay, this is the idea, I'm going to go with this and not change my mind ever again. I like to be able to have that freedom of just doing whatever pretty much, because that's kind of what I like about music. It's kind of an outlet for me being able to do whatever. Anyways, I'm kind of feeling like I want this to be like an organic type sound. When it comes to actually designing the sound, I tend to not really use Serum. Not that I hate Serum. I love Serum, don't get me wrong, it's a great synth, but I feel like I kind of use Serum a lot, and whenever I go in Serum now, I tend to do the same thing over and over again. And so I feel like using different synths and experimenting with like all like the different instruments there are out there, especially like the stock Ableton ones, like Tension is super sick, all that kind of stuff. There's a new interface, and I don't have that same routine that I do in Serum of going to doing the same things and using the same waveforms, all that stuff. Being able to have different synths makes it easier for me to be able to do different things for some reason. That's why even though Vital is super cool, the interface reminds me of Serum, and I kind of get into a block whenever I use Vital. I can't really make any interesting new fresh sounds with Vital. Even though it has all these cool features, for some reason my brain just locks up whenever I use that. And so if you guys ever feel like you're locked up or you're stuck and you're making the same sounds over and over again, definitely switch up your workflow, add some limits in there, use different synths, and kind of go outside your comfort zone. Maybe use a different synth you've never used before, because you never know, you might end up with like some sick sounding synth that you might want to use more. I don't know. It's all up to you when it comes to the synths you use, but that's just kind of my little 2 cents. And so now that that's out of the way, let's go into making the sound now. So I'm just going to kind of do whatever, and I'll let you guys watch this entire process. And I'll provide some tips and stuff along the way, but let's go ahead and start giving this sound some character. So I've never really messed with any of these different engines. I'm kind of curious what Granular Cloud does. Okay, or modal resonator sounds like it'd be cool. Actually, what's this one? String, yeah. So I think this is a pretty cool bass sound to kind of go off of, but I think it needs some filtering. And so I'm gonna use just a filter. I've never used like these OB XDs, so I mean, why not just try it out and see what it sounds like? Probably just like a normal low pass filter, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll be surprised. We'll see. Now I gotta figure out how the modulation and stuff works in the synth. See, part of like learning, because I don't completely understand the surge yet, but part of learning like new synths is you learn like the new synth your own way, and you kind of like learn your own workflow in the synth, and you kind of like learn these new random techniques. You kind of just figure stuff out, and then you kind of learn how to make your own sounds out of the synth and stuff. If that makes any sense. But I don't know. I get really inspired by just random ideas and new things, and so if any of you guys are like the same way as me, then definitely try out new synths, because it's like a playground for me. I love just finding stuff to play with. So where's the this is the filter EG. Alright, so I think that's a really nice, just basic sound. And here comes the fun part for me, at least. I like to, whenever I make interesting synths, most of the time I like to start with the pretty basic bass sound. And then just like I make basses, I like to go in and do some weird effects. But instead of making weird effects like completely random because they make basses sound cool, I like to try to find effects that might make like melodic elements sound cool and enhance the melodic elements. And so I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know, what is combulator? It sounds like it'd be pretty sick. E minor world? I don't know. Let's do nice sand. I just saw a preset called creepypasta, so I'm really interested now. What the? I'm really confused. Just need some reverb though. See, now it sounds like a weird kind of organic instrument, and I really love that, especially with synths. It's fun to have digital sounds, but I like being able to add some kind of like organic element to a song, because I feel like that adds some sort of sense of like familiarity, because I mean, like, immediately like your brain recognizes this as like an organic type sound, and I feel like that really stands out in context with a lot of other, especially like synthetic elements. It's pretty neat in my opinion. One fun thing to do when making like melodies and chord progressions, especially with like counter melodies, is pitching them up like five or seven semitones, because that just sounds cool sometimes. So let's try it out. I like it better when it's down 7 again, so I'm gonna move it back down. Let's speed this up to like 167 for funds. See, now I hear like some kind of bass line over this now, and so now it's time to add like a second melody. And this is what I mean by getting inspired. Like speeding up and pitching up a couple of semitones like completely changed the vibe for me. And now I have like this entire like, you know, mood about this song. I'm like, oh, I need some kind of bass, and it goes like boo doo doo, and that's like drum and bass. You know, I have like these cool ideas now, and that's why I love making music with this, because like, you know, you get like all these crazy stuff happening, and you know, you get really happy. I'm really excited right now about this. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like this can be moved over, and so this lines up properly, because it is kind of starting on a weird, you know, weird pattern here. So I think offsetting this a little bit will make it fit better. watch this. When I just put like a shaker loop on top of this, it's gonna change the vibe like 1,000,000%. Like, hang on, let me find a cool like 172 drum loop. Like, where's the shake it loop? Yeah, if I just put this on top, like, that wasn't the right loop. It's this loop. Yeah, here it is. Like, you got this. Oh, that's so sick to me. I love this. And then we could slow it back down to like 140. Maybe move this like down one, this down one. Now we have like a kind of like dubstep type song right going now. Oops. Hey, but I mean, that's kind of like my process for writing melodies and, getting inspired off of loops, especially melody loops, because, I mean, if you're not going to use them, I mean, use them for inspiration at least. There's so many melody loops out there that are like really cool, but like they might not ever be used in a song, so why not just use those for inspiration instead? That's kind of my thought process, and I hope that you guys learned something new from this, and yeah. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up, DM me personally. I'm always open to DMs, everything like that. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day and, stay inspired. Peace.